Yo YouTube, what's going on? It's the Spider Sage and I'm back at it again with another video. Now, today I wanted to just take a chill pill, We just gonna talk about some video games today. Now, I don't think video games are that important. It's something that I enjoy. It is a hobby of mine, but it is there's a denigration over time. Definitely over time, the service has become worse. One second. Had to spit out my gum. Now, if you watched my last video, you know that my shit is fried right now. My shit looks horrible. That's why I got the do-rag on. That's why I got the hoodie. I was gonna try to get out today, but it was so cold. It was so bitter cold, and I got so busy. So I'm gonna try to get that done tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be fresh and cut up for my video tomorrow. But yeah, let's get right into this. I want to talk about how video games over time have just been getting worse, and it's not just from the corporate perspective. We're going to talk about how these corporations are fucking us over, but at the same time, we're also going to talk about how the community plays into this as well. I got a few notes here. I'm not just freestyling this. I got a little bit of a notes, and then at the end, I'm going to talk about my personal experience with video games and how I was raised up with video games, just to give you, my context of everything. In the background, we're gonna have some Black Ops 1 gameplay, some pretty crazy gameplay nowadays. One game I didn't do too well is some normal gameplay. The others, I think I ran into a hacker. It was so crazy. You're gonna see. And then my last game, I went off. My last game, I went completely off. So stick around, try to stick around and watch the whole video. If you like my voice, you like seeing my face, you think I'm pretty cool, then hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I'm very tired, so I'm gonna try to get this out in a cohesive way, but we'll see how we get through this. Now I want to start with the corporations, how these corporations are kind of messing us up. Now with the monetization, now these corporations are really messing us up nowadays with the whole monetization of everything. Examples like Destiny, Bungie. Bungie to me is like the starter of all this. With Destiny 1, it was the first time I ever had to pay twice for a video game, and that was just crazy to me. I was 14 at the time. Destiny really started it off with the whole expansion pack thing. $60 expansion packs on top of the $60 game you just bought. Fortnite really pushed it and made it mainstream with the battle pass, but that was more understandable because the game was free. But for sure, after Fortnite, the whole gaming industry changed for the worse. From like 2017, there's a clear split. 2017 onwards, gaming has been totally different, and that is mainly due in part to Fortnite. Now there's also EA. EA is horrible. They've always been horrible with their services, in my opinion. And lately, The Sims, my girlfriend likes to play The Sims, so I keep up to date with it. But yeah, The Sims lately has been pretty bad with their monetization as well. You gotta pay for everything nowadays. You can't have that fun anymore. And then it's also low quality stuff at the same time. It's not like we're getting the bang for our buck like we used to do back in the day. I'm gonna touch on how these games are unfinished in the next point. But yeah, we're paying premium prices, and then you gotta keep paying if you want the nicest skins, you want the nicest features and all of this. You have to pay for that. Everything is monetized nowadays, and it's horrible. And if you look at like psychology, in one of my older videos, I'm gonna try to put a card up. I don't know, but psychological manipulation. They know this works. That's why they keep doing it. They really know how to tap into you and keep you opening your wallet, and it's horrible the way they monetize everything. Mobile games with their loot boxes and all that. And I mean, even loot boxes in Call of Duty, we had the whole gambling situation. They got caught up for that, and these companies were really put under fire for teaching young people how to gamble, because that's exactly what it was. You were gambling. The monetization schemes, it just shows how far they will go. If left unchecked, if there's no legislation, there's no rules, we're not fighting back as a community, they're just gonna do the worst things possible to us. And loot boxes is probably, where it reached. That was probably the worst thing possible, because it's literally you're gambling. You're paying probably hundreds for the chance to get something that you want. Nowadays, it's not much better, you still gotta pay $20 for a skin. You're still paying $15 for a weapon skin, and it's crazy that everything is monetized nowadays when these things used to be earnable. You used to be able to earn nice things in video games. You used to just have features. You didn't have to pay extra to have extra features. there used to be a point in time where games would come with 2 discs, in addition to the story, and it would all be $60. It wasn't, you paid extra for extra story and extra content and extra skin. You didn't have to pay for everything out of your pocket. And then the quality of these games were also up to par with what you were paying. And that leads right into the next point, that these games are unfinished, man, and it's sad to see. I think Cyberpunk 2022 or whatever, that really made it like mainstream. I don't know what it's called, but Cyberpunk really put that on blast. Like when Cyberpunk came out, I remember people were so psyched about it. Everybody, even non-gamers who were like psyched about Cyberpunk. And then when that game came out, it was horrible. It was the most unfinished game to this day. It was unplayable. It was so bad. I don't remember if they were like, but people were like trying to get refunds, and they were not getting those refunds. It was taking a long time to get those refunds. That's another point, the poor customer service. But these unfinished games, it's uncalled for, especially when these developers have 4 years and 500 manpower, whatever Call of Duty Black Ops 6 said. That's another thing. But yeah, the unfinished games, the unfinished games you can't make an excuse for it. It's your triple A platinum games that you're paying $60, and some of these are franchises. It's not that this is their first startup. This is something they've been doing for years, and all of a sudden now they're dropping the ball, but it's still expecting that $60. You still got to pay top dollar for this. And nowadays games are $70. They're actually going up in price. So it makes absolutely no sense that we're getting unfinished products. And with Call of Duty Black Ops 6, the server issues right now is the main reason why I really don't want to play. It's like, how is it that my bullets aren't registering? Like, your older games work better than this. I'm playing an older game in the back, and it's like, the older games are better than this, sir. How is it now that we got to 2024 and you lost the ability to make servers? That don't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me at all. Another game, Storm Connections. I'm a big Naruto fan, so I've been playing Naruto Storm 4 since 2016, and I was really looking forward to Connections. Nowadays I don't get my hopes up too high because I just know the state of modern gaming, and once I heard that there was going to be a battle pass in that game, I pretty much threw my hands up. I knew it was a done deal. I knew what they were going for. Monetization. They wanted a cash cow because everybody else got a cash cow. They needed one too. So yeah, watching Storm Connections come out, and I play on Xbox. You couldn't play multiplayer on the game on Xbox for months. For months, multiplayer was broken, and that's the only reason I wanted to play, The story was bad, the story was half-cooked, and it's unexcusable. It is unexcusable, the state that these games come out in, and they've had years to develop. They've had millions of dollars to put into these games, thousands if not millions. And it doesn't make sense that we're getting these half-cooked games and we're just eating it up. That's a point that I'm gonna bring up in the next section about, the community side of everything. But for real, they're removing features like like Sims. There's things in Sims 3 that just came with the game that they took out of Sims 4, and then they put it into a bundle, and now you have to pay for those things. There's things in Call of Duty that they took out, like the barracks, the combat record and stuff like that. I think they just brought it back with the newer Call of Duties, but that was absent, from a lot of the 2019 Modern Warfare 2019, Modern Warfare 2. It was absent from those things, and it's like, why are you guys taking away things? And it's not even like they're adding something in its presence. It's not to free up space so we can have better mechanics or something like that. It's just to take it away. They're lazy, it's a sign of laziness, and they know they can get away with it. They just know that they're gonna get away with this, so that's why they do it. And then they don't even try to address prevalent bugs. Now, Destiny is very funny with this. Destiny 2 especially. If there's like a Glimmer hack where people can run up Glimmer or run up XP really fast, you best believe that shit getting patched in the hour. You better not even speak about it. If you find a Glimmer hack, a XP hack, keep it to yourself, because after an hour of that being on the internet, it's gone. They're gonna pass that right up. But there's visual bugs in Destiny. There's mechanical bugs in Destiny. There's bosses that don't load it. There's real problems in Destiny 2 right now. The bugs are off. Like, I don't play Destiny 2 that much, but I keep up with it. And I heard like the potions, they added potions or whatever. Now the potions, some of the potions don't work like they're supposed to. It's like, why are you adding new features, not even checking if these new features work? And then it takes months for these features to get fixed. But if there's a problem with like the currency or something like that, if players are having too much fun, they're getting away with stuff, they get on that shit fast, boy. And it's just so sad to see. Black Ops kind of had the same problem with the erroneous blood splatters. I know everybody's kind of going crazy about that right now. And they patched that up, but they won't fix their servers. They won't address the issues and the hacking issues. And it's like, you guys have been having hacking issues for a long time, and nothing is going to address these things. Now, they shouldn't have to constantly be fighting off hackers. That's a community problem all day, every day. But we're going to talk about that later. Now, another thing is, of course... Excuse me. Another thing, of course, is the poor customer service. We're getting like false bans. People are getting like false communication bans, false permanent bans. Like, especially in Call of Duty, they implement these systems to catch hackers, and then those systems aren't fully functional, so now they're banning people that aren't hacking, and the hackers are still running loose. It's like, that is poor customer service. Because as a customer, if this gaming is a service now, it's no longer a product, gaming is a service, I expect this service to be upkept then. I expect this service to be primo. Every day I log in, I want this game to be in its most functional state, since I technically don't own this game, you know? It's like going to a barber and, you know, he cuts you up and he doesn't put guards on. So you come out all bloody. And he's like, oh, well... You're still gonna have to pay full price for that. What the hell is that? That's like going to get your tattoo and he doesn't clean his needles, and then you get some type of sickness and he don't want to take any responsibility for that. These companies have to be held responsible for the lack of quality in their service, because it's no longer a product, it's a service now. They have to be held accountable for these things. This should be legislated against how horrible these services are coming out. It's almost, I don't want to put no allegations out there. I'm gonna just stop right there. But and another thing is like legit stealing. Like Fortnite legit stole my skins from me. I've been playing Fortnite since season 2. You know, I've had skins, boy. I had all the battle passes coming up all the way up until chapter 9. That's when I stopped buying. I mean, not chapter 9. Up till season 9. I didn't play after like chapter 2. I didn't play chapter 2. I just got back into Fortnite. But for real, I had all the OG shit. Why I log in to Fortnite and my skins are gone. Like all of my skins. I think the only thing I have left is like the season 3 umbrella, the little red Chinese umbrella. I'm like, why the fuck is this the only thing I have now? All of my skins are gone. Come to find out, like, I was texting my boys and they're like, oh yeah, they gave me my money back for all the skins. And I'm like, I never saw that. This wasn't even addressed in the game. Why? How come when I log up in the game, how come they don't notify me, hey, put a claim in so you can get your money back, or put a claim in so you can get your skins back? Why isn't this something that's... I know they know about it. So why isn't this something that they're trying to fix with the player base? Do they not care? Because that's legit stealing. They legit stole money from me. And they stole money probably from you too, if you play Fortnite. We can't keep letting these... Like, I'm not gonna keep playing Fortnite. Like, yeah, I might have fun every now and then, but I'll be damned. I will be damned if I keep playing, you know? It's something that we can't let them get away with. This shit needs to be legislated against, because for real, this is stealing. This shouldn't even be going on. It's not even that a class action lawsuit should have to be brought up. It should just be straight up, this is illegal, and you are going to face jail time for this. They should be facing jail time, because this is, I don't believe this is, even if it is a accident, this isn't something that should fly. This is not something that should just be swept under the rug. You know, I think it's disgusting, personally. Refunds take forever. That's another thing. If you want to refund a game because it came out in a broken state, because it wasn't what it wasn't what you thought it was when it was promised, like Storm Connections, people was trying to get their refunds and they're just now getting their refunds, like months, years later, after it already released, a year later, they're just now getting refunds for this stuff. And I think it was the same for Cyberpunk. Like, it took months for these people to get their refunds back. And it should never be like that. When I go up to a store and I ask for a refund, 3 to 5 business days. 7 at the most. I just returned a rental car. I'm gonna get my my deposit back in 3 days. At the most, 3 days. So why does it take so long for them to process this stuff? And sometimes they'll straight up tell you, we're not gonna give you a refund. And that is crazy, especially since games are a service nowadays. A lot of these games you don't even own. In the terms of service, they will tell you you don't own this game. And that alone should be enough proof that when I ask for a refund for your service, I should get a refund promptly. Not the next month, not next year. My shit shouldn't go up missing. I shouldn't have missing cosmetics, missing battle passes, and you're not telling me about it. You're not being upfront about it. It's disgusting. Disgusting. And they're gonna keep doing this because they can get away with it. There has to be a pushback from the community before they'll actually change these things. Parents, if you are listening, you are greatly affected by this. Your kids are going out there buying games that they don't even want to play anymore, and you just wasted $60, $70, plus whatever things they wanted. Don't you want your money back? So you can buy your kid a different game instead? You should be making a fuss about this too. Because they're stealing from you. They are straight up stealing from you. The poor communication is horrible. These games, they're a service now. So these games are putting out and they're in unfinished states, and then they don't even address the unfinished state of the game. Rather, gaslight us. They gaslight us about the state of the game, saying, oh no, this shouldn't be happening like this. This is actually what's happening. And I can't think of too many examples of this, but the Black Ops 6 with the erroneous blood splatters, it's clearly a hit registration thing, or in some cases, textures aren't loading in, so now they're trying to frame it as, oh yeah, it shouldn't be showing the blood splatter. No, the real problem is your game isn't loading everything. Or the real problem is your servers can't handle everybody playing right now, and now things are getting dropped. Packets are getting lost. I'm having random packet bursts in the middle of games, and I'm fine in every other game. I don't have these problems in any other game but Black Ops 6. And that's disgusting to me, considering this is Activision, who is the publisher of this game, who's funding this game. Microsoft owns this shit now. $1 trillion company. But their services suck. And they charge premium dollar for this. And then they almost lie about the problems in their game, or just straight up not even forthright with it, forthcoming with it. Like that skill-based matchmaking thing in Black Ops 6. I have no problems with skill-based matchmaking. I'm an OG Destiny player. I played Destiny 1, and there was skill-based matchmaking throughout the life cycle of the game. I believe it's still in Destiny 2. I don't have a problem with skill-based matchmaking, but be honest about it. Be honest about it. I'm not saying you have to show how you're ranking everybody, but at least tell us, hey, yeah, you're right. There is skill-based matchmaking in the game. Rather, they put their people under disclosure agreements, so they can't talk about certain things that are in the video game. They can't be forthcoming. Even the developers are suffering at these hands of these publishers because now they can't be forthcoming what's within their game. We have to rely on people like Nero Cinema, like Blame Truth. We have to rely on these people to tell us what's going on in the video games of these $1 trillion companies. And it should never be like that. It should never be like that. As a consumer, you should expect open honesty and premium quality for $60 to $70. If I go buy a $60 pair of jeans and it has a hole in it after one wash, you best believe I'm going back up there to that company and I'm complaining, never buying from them again. And I think that's where kind of the disconnect for the consumers are, but I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. Another thing, just one more thing with The Sims. The Sims 3 is pretty much unplayable right now. I don't know if this is a widespread problem, but I tried to download Sims 3 on my computer. I downloaded Sims 3 on my girlfriend's old computer. She went out and bought a brand new. It's for gaming. It's like AMD Ryzen has the nicest shit, graphics card, everything. Still cannot play The Sims 3. The Sims 3 launcher isn't working for some reason, and EA is aware of this, but yet they still sell the game, knowing that the game is broken. There was a little thing that you had to turn off, like monitors or something. You had to, I forgot what it was. We had to like look it up on YouTube, and it fixed the problem for a short while, but after a while, even that wasn't enough to keep the game running. It was still just not open and would fail every time you try to launch The Sims 3. Yet somehow, they're still selling this game. People are still buying this game. They're still accepting money for this game, knowing that it doesn't work. How is that not stealing? How is that not false advertising? You're saying, you know, you give us money, you can play the game. But when I buy the game, it doesn't work. And then when I try to reach out to you guys are no help at all. No help. Not even forthcoming with the problems. It's disgusting. It is truly disgusting. That's about it for the corporate side. I think I chewed on them enough. Now I'm gonna talk about the community, because the community is just as bad, honestly, with how video games are just going down the shitter. Now, corporations are the primary responsibility for the quality of games, correct. But when it comes to the gaming experience as a whole, especially now that online video games is pretty much the biggest thing right now, online shooters, online RPGs and shit like that, that's pretty much the biggest thing right now, MMORPGs, communities are just so toxic. Now, this has always been a problem within gaming. Call of Duty, Black Ops, Call of Duty is known for their bigotry. Is known for their aggressiveness. You know, people reminisce and have rose-tinted glasses about how, oh man, I remember when I used to be able to drop the hard ER back in Call of Duty. Now I can't do that. I remember I could just curse out a little kid in Call of Duty and nobody would care. Why are you reminiscing about this? Like, why is this a positive feeling for you? Oh, you just can't wait to hop on the mic and start cussing out a little kid. Or you can't just wait to just discharge any foul-mouthed thing you have to say because you can't control yourself. That's toxic. That's what makes people not want to play these games in the first place. Call of Duty was such a niche community, because of the way people acted online. Women didn't want a game on Call of Duty because, yeah, the misogyny is crazy. Women still have a hard time, using their mics in Call of Duty because they just might get misogynistic remarks. And you guys are, oh, it's just a joke. It's just being funny. You gotta have thicker skin, bro. But it's like, no, you guys really are not joking. You're really not. You really feel this way, but if you say that shit in real life, you're going to face real consequences. You just pick an area of your life where you can say this shit and get away with it. Because the online breeds animosity. With animosity comes great power, so you think. But that shit is lame, dog. That shit is straight lame, and you isolate people from wanting to play this game. Now you brand the whole community as bigots, because that's what you guys are. You can't tell me that a Call of Duty, I'm not saying every Call of Duty player is a bigot, but for the most part, goddamn. Like, you look at the history, and I've even went on Reddit, and I went into the Reddit community, I talked about this. I put up a post and everything. I've argued with people about this, and they will fight for this. Like, if it was almost nobody on my side. It was probably like 2 or 3 people chime in, be like, yeah, he's right. But for the most part, I talked to about like 50, 60 people, and these people were all rooting for it. Rooting for toxicity in Call of Duty, because you gotta have thicker skin, man. It's like, dog, that shit is lame, dog. Come on now. The gatekeeping on top of that is so weird. My girlfriend is playing Stardew Valley right now, and she went on Reddit just to ask about, this update. She wasn't aware that the update was actually a mod, and someone called her stupid for it. It's like, dog, like, what's wrong with you? Like, I know, like, you can't get mad at what people say. Trust me. Like, personally, me, no, I don't care what somebody on the internet has to say. Fuck you, But there's people out here who cannot emotionally regulate themselves properly. You don't know who you're talking to on the internet. And people have harmed themselves over what's said on the internet. You might think, oh, that's lame, oh, whatever. It's a reality, though. It's real. I've worked with adults with developmental disabilities who like to play their video games, but they try to avoid certain games. Like, I've had this conversation with the higher functioning ones. They don't want to get online and use their mic. It's crazy. It's crazy. Online should be a place where we can all come together for real and talk about things and discuss things and enjoy things together. I'm not saying it has to be some peaceful wonderland, because I know that's not going to happen. But it shouldn't be normal. It shouldn't be praised. It shouldn't be coveted for racist remarks, and you just have to have thicker skin. For misogynistic remarks, and you just have to have thicker skin. It's like, what's wrong with you people? It makes me not, like, I don't even want to be a gaming YouTuber, because I don't want to be associated with you ignorant people. For real. But hacking, that's another thing. Hacking and griefing and video games. If you hack video games, you for real, I think you should be in jail. I know that might be a little crazy. You should at least get fined, though. I don't understand how there's developers for hacking and they're not being shut down by the government. I don't understand that. Maybe there is some type of task force out here trying to fight them, and if there is, thank God. But from what I can see, no. There's just another one that pops up, and it keeps prevailing. It's never ever gonna be stopped. And hacking, griefing in video games, I know I'm talking to the lowest common denominators here, people that really don't have anything better to do with their lives but that. And it's kind of like, okay, have your fun, because I'm gonna back out the game, whatever. But understand that you make video games worse. Understand that you are the problem in video games. You are why people don't want to play. You are the reason why companies are putting these measures in place, spending money trying to divert you, trying to attack you, instead of putting money into actually improving their game. It's crazy. And then the griefing is something from like Minecraft. You join a server and people steal your shit and whatever. And it's like, yeah, whatever, it's a video game at that point. But I was trying to play, what's that game, DayZ or something like that? And I was just trying to have fun in the game, but I had somebody following me around, shooting me, punching me. And it's like, bro, I don't want to play the game anymore. Like, do you understand that you're making your community worse? Like, if the game is dying now, you best believe it's dying even more because you're griefing me. And it's like, yeah, just get offline. Oh, stop being so sensitive. Just get offline. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get offline. I'm gonna stop playing the fucking game. And hopefully your game dies. Because griefing and hacking do not belong in video games. Like, just be cool, nigga. Why can't you be cool? I know I might be grandstanding or sitting on top of a high horse, but this is shit that actually, like, it fucks with my mind. Like, how are you happy? How are you having a good time hacking? How are you having a good time bothering other people? I can see if it's like your friends or whatever, or if that's the point of the game, or it's agreed upon. But when you're really attacking new players, people who are just trying to have fun with the game, you make your community worse. You do. Another thing that the community really needs to work on is their lack of discretion when buying video games. Stop buying unfinished games. Stop pre-ordering games. I don't understand. Like, I got into an argument with somebody on Reddit, and I like to talk to people, so I'm gonna I don't care. I like to talk to people. That's what I'm gonna do. But I got onto an argument with somebody on Reddit, and they were talking. We were talking about Storm Connections, and I was like, straight up, why are you buying a game? Like, why are you pre-ordering games? You know what year this is, right? And I can understand if you're a child, you don't really truly understand, or you're a parent and you really don't truly understand what you're doing. But still, look into the products of the game. Like, look into what's going on before you buy a product. That's what I do with anything. I don't ever just go buy something blindly, unless it's like food or something like that. But even then, like, I look up the restaurant. It's a trusted restaurant. I've been going there for years type shit. If it's a new restaurant, you best believe I'm looking up if they've had any cases, any outbreaks. It's hard to find that information nowadays, but I best believe I do look that shit up. You gotta look into the products that you buy. You can't just be out here blindly buying things and then so shocked and surprised when it's not what it is. Especially when these game companies have a history of it at this point. Like, with Call of Duty, I haven't bought a Call of Duty since Black Ops 4. And that's because I knew the quality of the game was just going down. I wasn't even that big into Call of Duty when I bought Black Ops 4, but I could see, oh yeah, compared to like older games, this game is kind of bad. Like the spawns don't really make sense. The spawns are kind of rigged in that game. And now with Black Ops 6, it's even grander. Like the spawn logic makes no sense. These are unfinished games. The servers are broken. Textures aren't loading. You know what? I bought this because, you know, I really wanted to just have another game. I like the Omni movement. I really wanted to try that out. So it was a calculated risk. I knew I wasn't going to get anything really. And it's on Game Pass, so I really didn't buy it. But even with like Storm Connections, I didn't pre-order Storm Connections because I understood the state of gaming right now. You have to understand the state of gaming right now. Don't be pre-ordering games, then when you get the game trying to get a refund and you don't get your refund, because that's something that they have a history of too. They don't give refunds nowadays. And then you want to sit all shocked and surprised. Oh, like dog. You put yourself in the situation at this point. You know? You have to look into what you're doing. You have to look into what you're buying. Look into the history of the company. See what they've been up to lately, and then invest. Because that's what it is. It's a service. You're investing into this thing now. It's the same with buying stocks. You don't just go buy a stock blindly, and then when your stock isn't doing well, you're like, oh fuck, I wish somebody would have told me. No, nigga, go online and look up the history of the company. Look what their recent scandals are. Look if they had any recent change of leadership. Look into these things. There has to be more discretion when it comes to the community and buying video games, because when our money is the way that we keep these things going. You buy a video game, you're telling the game company, hey, what you're doing is great, keep doing it. And they will keep doing it, because you will keep buying it. I know this is going to fall on deaf ears. People are going to not understand. I know people have made videos. People with more reach than me have made bigger videos, and nobody really listens. I understand it's going to be an ongoing problem, because frightening. That's not a word. But scarily enough, there's people out there that just don't understand. I'm not gonna say no names, but I mean, they just don't understand. It's hard for them to grasp the concepts, so they just gonna keep buying their game and keep being frustrated. Literally insane.
Team deathmatch.
Now another thing the community really needs to work on is their addiction to these video games. Like, a lot of these people aren't playing for fun anymore, and that's the biggest problem with the community. Games are supposed to be fun. I understand rage clips online are funny. Yeah, these are competitive games, so yes, it's gonna get out of hand sometimes. But for like a lot of people, it's really, they just sweating their ass off, and it's like, is this really fun for you? Constantly using the same thing, constantly using the same weapons, same perks, whatever, same strategies, trying to optimize your build to the most optimal states, trying to back out of games as fast as possible to save as much time possible. It's like, dog, what the hell? Is this fun? Maybe it's fun for you. I can't judge people like that. But for real, like, how are you having fun using the same two weapons in a game each and every day, and then you want to complain about how sweaty the game is? Like, how are you complaining about SBMM? You're complaining about skill-based matchmaking, but you is putting you with people who play like you. So if you're facing people that are sweaty all day, you're the problem. If you're in that top 1% bracket and all you face is top 1% bracket people, well, change up your gameplay a little, bro. Stop running the best gun. Stop running the top SMG. Stop running. I'm not saying you're going to fall all the way back down, but you will see a great improvement when you just play to have fun with these skill-based matchmaking games. I've never played for optimal anything. So yeah, when I get into a game and I'm just using whatever, I'm just trying to camo grind, I'm using a sniper because I really don't care, and then the next game, I'm using the best gun because now it's time for me to camo grind this, yeah, I'm killing now. I understand, SBMM is going to take over at some point, but I never just use the top. I never just use one build. I switch things up so I can have fun with the game, explore the game, because that's what you're really supposed to do. Yeah, the sweating, grinding, it's just... It makes you unhappy. This is more of a personal thing. It kind of just makes you unhappy when you're just constantly sweating, constantly just trying to win, constantly just grinding. And this is a big problem since streaming. This has been a big problem since streaming started popping off. Now everybody just wants to hit those clips, and I get it, sharing clips is fun. I like to hit my clips too, but at the same time, when I'm not going, I'm just having fun, bro. Like, just have fun. And then continuing to play despite problems. Like, if there's serious problems in the game and you just continue to play, again, you're telling these companies, hey, I like what you're doing, keep doing it. And they will continue to do it. So if you really don't like a game, stop playing the game. That's simple and easy. I don't think that should be too controversial, right? Like, if you're not having fun with the game, and the purpose of a game is to have fun, stop playing the game. To me, that just makes sense. Now, I want to talk about YouTubers, because these YouTubers out here are also not... And I guess I can't judge YouTubers too much. YouTubers have to make their money or whatever. But when you're a YouTuber who constantly complains about the game, or you're constantly lying about the problems in the game, you're ignoring the problems in the game so you can make money, that is crazy to me. You are a proponent in it. I'm not saying you're the biggest proponent, but yes, you are a proponent in it. Why are you making yourself unhappy for people online so they'll watch your content? And if you're a big YouTuber, chances are they're gonna continue to watch you no matter what. You're still gonna have a community. Even if you're a smaller creator, though, and you're really not sure if you should make this switch, if you are genuinely unhappy playing the game, stop playing the game. That's just what makes sense to me. Like, I was having fun playing Call of Duty. I was making, content about it and everything. But after one of those updates, when they patched 2-boxing, and those brackets really became filled, I was like, oh yeah, I'm done. And it was no sweat off me. Like, I put money into this game. I really don't care because it's a video game. But after that, I was kind of like, damn, yeah, this isn't fun anymore. So I'm gonna just stop playing. It was simple as that. I guess I don't have too much on the line, and I got prospects ahead of me and shit like this. The video game isn't my world. The video game isn't the premise of my life. And if it is, there's no shade to you, because it is a good way to make money. Like, if I could make video games the centerpiece of my life, I probably would too. But I can't put all my chips in one bag. That's just not me. But these YouTubers are a problem when they're constantly not addressing problems. Still covering the game as if they're the best games in the world. Well, they're not. Well, they're being manipulative. Well, they're putting out half-baked games. Well, there's problems in the game that go unaddressed. Well, there's legit financial problems. Like, they're taking money from some of these people, not giving refunds, taking away skins and not talking about it. These problems are going on too, and yet you still praise this game. And I understand some of y'all are bought off, which is crazy. crazy. I would never go that far, but I'm nowhere. I'm no one to judge. No one to judge. Now, just to give my little story, just to wrap this all up. I started playing video games when I was 6. My first video game was Smash Brothers Melee. Like, that's the first game I really... Like, I had the VTech. I don't know if you remember the VTech when I was, like, 3. But those weren't real video games. You know, we had the Dora Explorer, shit like that. But my first real video game that I loved was Smash Brothers Melee, and I was about 6. I remember when my brother and sister were born, and the first thing I wanted to do was go play Smash Brothers, you know? So, yeah, I grew up with video games. I've been playing video games for a long time, and I really watched them develop into what they are now. And the quality of games back then was much better than what it was back then. The quality of games is much better back then than what it is right now, I should say. My first real like grind game was Destiny 1. That was the first game I was like, oh yeah, like this makes me feel like a real gamer. Like I was playing this MMORPG, my first ever, and I was having a great time. You know, I was staying up till 6 o'clock in the morning playing this game, you know? And that's when I felt like those problems started seeping in. This is like 2014, and I'm starting to see the problems with the gaming industry. I'm like, oh wait, I gotta pay $60 for this expansion, but I already paid $60 for the game. Oh wait, did they just nerf all of my weapons? All these weapons are unusable, but I paid for this content. I paid for this content, and now I there's no reason to use this content. Not out the game. Destiny 2 though, that's what they really did. In Destiny 2, there's expansions that people paid for that they no longer can play. They paid $60, $70 for these things, and then the game company said no. And you get no refund. You get no compensation for that. What they tell you is go buy the next one. If you want to still have fun in the game, sorry we took your content away, go buy another one. And the community is going strong. They like... That's why I had to stop playing Destiny 2. Y'all are victims, bro. Destiny 2 is the worst. Is so crazy that they're getting away with this. This is robbery. And I might seem like I'm crazy. Like, am I crazy for even saying this? Am I tripping? Because for real, this is robbery. They're taking content away that you played for. And after I seen that type of shit, it's just like, no, I cannot involve myself with Destiny anymore. Like, I tried to play Destiny again, and it's just, I can't. It's something so sinister, the undertones, on top of the fact that it's a complete buggy mess. Destiny 2 is not what it once was. It's just sad to see. Playing older video games brings me joy nowadays. Like, I play the old Call of Duties. I play Doom now. I'm playing Plant vs. Zombies. I'm playing Resident Evil now. I'm going back to older games, and I'm trying to step away from multiplayer games in general now. And it might be because I'm just getting older, but I'm really watching how these things are getting worse. Like, it feels bad trying to play a new game. I just feel angry all the time when I'm playing the new Call of Duty. If I'm playing Black Ops 4, I'm playing Black Ops 6, I feel angry every time I die because I feel it's so unfair. But when I play Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, I don't get mad. I hardly get mad. And if I get mad, it's because of the way somebody's playing. I'm like, oh, that nigga is still there sitting in the corner. Oh my god. I'm gonna go get him. And then I go get him. But in Black Ops 6, I spawn in, I run 3-4 steps, someone spawns directly behind me and shoots me in my back. That is infuriating. That is bad design that they have implemented on purpose. Yet, the community just eats it up. And it's crazy. The craziest part is, I know I'm kind of ranting right now. Let me check my time. 44 minutes, damn. Alright, I did go over a little bit. But what I want to say real quick, just to wrap it up, when these games do put in, like, measures to make these games better, like recently Black Ops 6 fixed the problem with the visual recoil in the game, and now these pro players are coming out and saying, oh no, add that back in. Like, why? Why do I need visual recoil in a casual shooter? Like, this is a arcade shooter, guys. Why do I need visual recoil on guns that didn't have visual recoil in their older games? It's crazy. The community sometimes is the problem too. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you want to, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm going to keep making content. I really don't care too much about YouTube anymore. I'm just doing this to pass the time. I got some other projects I'm working on, and I got another endeavor that is very promising right now. But yeah, if you want to keep hearing from me long term, then gotta support, otherwise I'm gonna stop this pretty soon. But I do appreciate all the people who have followed, have liked, and I'm just trying to, you know, pass the time while my life is kind of in a shifting phase. I'm gonna have a different video out tomorrow. I'm not gonna talk about video games. I'm not known what I'm gonna talk about tomorrow, but I'm gonna have something different out for you guys tomorrow. Again, these are just video games. It's not important. Psychology exists, anthropology exists, religion exists. There's real things out here that actually matter. Video games don't matter too much, but this is a pastime of mine that I enjoy, and I just have been noticing the denigration of the video game scene, and it is something that should be talked about, and attention should be brought to it so we can have quality services. Because that's what it should be about, having quality. But thank you again. Take care. Y'all stay safe out there.